Welcome, everybody. I am Jason Wright.
And I am your neighborhood sis, Ash T.
Distinguished gentleman, Jamie Wright.
What's good, family? This is your man, emulated but never duplicated, Jarrell Wright. Let's get it.
We are the Our Blank Slate podcast crew. Welcome back. Welcome back to Our Blank Slate. Hey, with this being our fourth show and us taking a hiatus for quite some time, I wanted to come back and say what the podcast is really all about and why we have chosen the name Our Blank Slate. I will try to note for this, probably for the next show as well, so everyone is informed. But we want to bring together entertainment, education, informative data, and uplifting segments to stimulate and inform our culture on topics that contribute to mental, social, medical, and behavioral well-being. Every morning, we wake up to a fresh start, a blank slate full of potential. Our podcast, Our Blank Slate, celebrates this daily opportunity for growth and positive change. Each day brings a new chance for us to shape our lives, pursue our dreams, and make a difference in the world around us. Whether it's taking a small step towards a goal or making a bold leap into the unknown, we have the power to choose how we'll fill our slate. So I hope at the end of every show, you'll remember that our blank slate is a gift, a canvas for creating the life you envision. So join us every week as we learn to seize each day with enthusiasm, purpose, and joy. Let's make every day count on our blank slate. And with that being said, let's jump right on into our show. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you see a new face on the show right now. You know, we took a hiatus because there were a lot of traveling with members on the show, or, hosts on the show. So we wanted to make sure that we had consistent continuity moving forward. So we added a new face to it. And so I would like to introduce to some and present to all Mr.
David Alexander. No,
Mr. Jarrell Wright.
Hey, I really appreciate that. You got Cuba Goody Jr. over there trying to be funny, but it's all good. It's all good in the hood. But it's truly a pleasure for each and every one of you to meet me. I'm looking forward to getting to know each and every one of you as well as we dive into our specific topics that I think each and every one of you will enjoy. So again, this is something that's near and dear to my heart. Little brother came to me and said, hey, we definitely need another perspective since we got Jamie, he's traveling a lot. We wanted to make sure we had some continuity as well as some wisdom to bring to the podcast. A little bit more wisdom, as you can see by the gray beard. I'm older than the rest of the staff here. So
Tell
I'm
your age, then. Go ahead. Tell your age.
I'm happy to be part of the team and looking forward to learning as well as uplifting and educating. Again,
well, thank you.
Truly a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, big brother, man. Hey, I think Jerome is going to be a huge benefit to the show. And again, as we talk about continuity, we want to make sure that we at least have three members, three hosts on the show, so that we can continue, giving the education and entertainment that you guys are used to. So, hey, as we get into our first topic now, if you remember, we have a social topic and we have a health and wellness topic. And our social topic today, our first topic. Now, I was watching, actually another podcast. Shout out to Cam Newton. I can't remember the name of his podcast.
Fourth and One.
What's it called? Fourth and One?
Yeah, Fourth and One.
Shout out to Fourth and One. He was interviewing Cat Williams. I mean, not Cat Williams, but Charleston White. And
don't talk about that Cat Williams interview.
Hey, nah. We definitely don't want to get into Cat Williams right now. But, he was talking to Charleston White. And Charleston White got to talking about him laying hands on his woman. And, Cam Newton said, bro, if I see you put hands on your woman, I'm going to have a problem. You and I are going to have a conversation. And he got to talking about how, if you get into it between me and my woman, there's going to be some things, that they're not going to be comfortable for you in your life. And so, it got me, you can go check that podcast out, but it got me to thinking, and I have been, a victim of some of this before in the past. And so it got me to thinking. It says, so our first topic for the day, our social topic is, should you or should you not interfere with domestic violence situations that involve your friends? And also, should you or should you not interfere with domestic violence situations of people that you don't know? All right. It's a hard thing. We have right now we have a very masculine show, and
Right, I can handle myself. It's
yeah,
okay.
but we outnumber the lady, but you would see, hey, most men, would never want, a man touching a woman, in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So, I wanted to bring this topic to the light because there are, there's a lot of consequences from jumping into domestic situations. There are a lot of consequences that come from jumping into, relationships, all right, that don't concern you as well. All right, so I wanted to pull you guys' ear and also let the audience know kind of what perceptions that we're coming from. So first and foremost, since it is three guys on here, Ash, as much as I would love for ladies to go first,
It's okay.
to keep it, not male dominant as the next three, I'm gonna ask Jamie to give his perspective first, and then we'll jump into you. Is that all right?
Okay
Yeah,
with
man,
me.
we can do that, man. I love this topic. Let's get messy because life is messy.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, so I would say if it's your friend, like somebody you're really close to, I mean, you can't pretend like you didn't see it because silence is compliance, right? So it's like you go along with it. It doesn't mean you need to be an action figure or a hero and you come in and try to catch a charge or whatnot. But I think if it's your friend, previously my position on this is, man, mind the business that pays you. That's not necessarily your business because you don't know what goes on in the confines of that relationship. But it sounds good in theory, but if I were to really see it play out in the real life, I think there's a couple things I would do, right? I would definitely check in, right? I'd ask some real questions. I would offer resources. I wouldn't want to normalize this behavior because domestic violence is not okay. But the hard truth is people don't leave someone just because you tell them to. You know what I'm saying? They leave when they feel like they've had enough, when they feel supported, safe, and they're not judged. And so I would try to be a friend in that moment unless I seen somebody that was in a life-threatening situation and I had to intervene because you never know. The tables.
Actually, but that I'm sorry for interrupting you, Jamie, but that actually is the question. You are visibly seeing someone accosted or someone being assaulted. So the boyfriend is assaulting the wife, the girlfriend, or whatever. You are physically seeing it, whether it's someone we'll start with that one, and then whether it's someone you don't know. So that's the question is if you are there at that moment, you walk out of a restaurant, someone is a close friend, family member, or whatever, you see the male assaulting the female. What do you do? That's the question.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put them paws on them. I'm gonna have to go and put them paws on them for $500. Like I can't, like my character and the way I'm built. You know what I mean? I got too much integrity. I stand for something, and to see a woman actually getting physically accosted by somebody that's overpowering her for whatever reason, like it doesn't matter to me. I don't know what's going on in that dude's life to where he feel that that's appropriate. I would be concerned for him. I hope he gets some help. But I can't sit there and turn a blind eye to it. I would definitely step up and do something. To the extent of what I would do, it would be based on my relationship. I don't really believe in friends. Like if I rock with you, you my family, and I'll do for you like I would do for family. So if it's really my family, I'm intervening. And it depends on this. If it's we don't hit women in our family, so I can't really give you that scenario. But I got to do something. I got to stand up. And I think being the chivalrous, God-fearing, feminist that I am, I can't turn a blind eye. I got 20/20 vision. And if I see it, I gotta do something and I gotta intervene. I think that's the right thing to do. If it was my niece or my sister or someone else that was being physically accosted, I would hope there'd be somebody that was raised the right way where they would step in and intervene. But I will say you have to be careful because them tables can turn real quick and you may become the one getting accosted. That relationship and the love between that relationship, they upset at you for intervening, or you can get on the losing end of that battle. So you got to really be smart and know you got to practice situational leadership. Now, if I know y'all got a track record of just fighting and making up, breaking up the makeup and all that, I'm gonna use a little discretion when I get involved because I'm like, okay, I've seen this before. I know the commercial. You know what I'm saying? I know this is a rerun. But if I see somebody in a real physical situation and it's a man putting his hands on a woman, yeah, we'll have to intervene.
And that's family.
That's family. We're gonna have to intervene.
So you walk out of a restaurant, before we go to everybody else, you walk out of a restaurant, you see a woman and a man that you don't know. Are you doing the same thing?
So you know what? That's a whole different calculus right there, big bro. I think I don't know who the person is. I don't know if the man or the female has a weapon on them. I don't know if the tables could turn on me. I honestly would think I would try to intervene, but I would call the authorities, right? That's when I'm out there. I'm gonna be a good witness. Yeah, I've seen it all, officer. Let me tell you what happened. It happened. Just somebody's got to be there to tell the story, right? Funny story. This actually happened. Me and Jarrell, and Jarrell, I hope I'm not dating you with this, but me and Jarrell went to Elevations in Little Rock, Arkansas to go hang out. And man, we seen this woman getting put through the ringer. And she had got caught cheating with another dude on the side. And the dude that was on the side seen her get beat, jumped in his car, drove off, and rolled down the window and said, "Hey, don't you put your hands on her."
Hit up. No more. and drove off.
Real, I'm actually happy you on this podcast with me because I couldn't believe my eyes. But yeah, man, if it's a total stranger and it's not a life or death situation, I'm gonna call the authorities and I'm gonna make sure I'm there to say what happened and let justice prevail.
All right. So if it's family or someone that you're intimate with, you jumping in. If it is someone that you do not know, you are calling the police.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't want to be a martyr because I had good intentions, and now y'all read me in the obituary. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And it very likely could be, they hugged up the next day. You know what I'm saying? And so I would like to believe I would assess the situation correctly, and I would make the right call. And more often than not, the right call, I'm calling the boys in blue. I'm calling the alphabets.
Got you. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So that we keep it moving. Ash T, where you at?
Hey, same thing. I'm with Jamie. If it's family or friends, I'm jumping in. I carry, so I ain't scared. But I've been in a situation where, oh gosh, I don't want to date myself, but a long time ago, I had a friend. She was in an abusive relationship, and she was pregnant. And we went to his house to get her things. She was living there at the time, and he just started. Pushed her down the steps, and she pregnant. Threw her in a trash can. I'm outside in my car, just like listening. At some point, I don't even know what's going on. When it comes to, I'm like, hey, calm down. I try to. At that point, I wasn't carrying. I ain't know what to do with it. So what am I supposed to do at that point but call the police? You know what I mean? So I said to him, like, you better chill. I'm trying to, turn up on him. You need to calm down. Don't do that to her. She's pregnant. I'm yelling at him. And he's like, you shut up because I'll shoot you.
You shut up. Okay.
And my producer in the background doing the same thing.
I'm a call because I really don't know what his, I never known him to be that deadly, but I guess under certain circumstances, anybody can be crazy for real. So I have learned that what you say, mind the business that pays. But if it's like my best friend or my sister or something like that, I'm definitely jumping in. And like I said, I carry everywhere I go. It's not too many places I go. I carry the church. Don't tell God. I think he knows my heart. I gotta protect myself at all costs. But I carry everywhere I go. So if I'm ever in a situation where I feel like harm is about to be done, I feel like I can defend myself on top of somebody else. And there's a law. What is the law? Self-defense, civilian defense, when a person is protecting someone else, as long as it falls under self-defense, the principle of self-defense, but as long as it's a necessity and that person is an imminent threat to you or someone else that you see, there you go. You gotta know your law. You gotta know your laws, and you gotta have money to get a good lawyer.
Florida has that. It's called stand your ground. I believe it is.
Florida has stand your ground. I'm not sure what other states have stand your ground, but then you have reasonable belief. There's a clause in there, so it's a lot of different ways around it. If you really wanted to or had to defend somebody, you could, and you wouldn't be the bearer of the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, you might
Right.
But
Hey, but my bad. So you carry the church? Shit.
I mean,
you've been hearing what's going. You've been hearing what's going on in these churches. I don't sit in the obvious spot. The last time I went to church, I was like, I sat down in the middle. I said, nope, this is too obvious. So I'm always thinking about an exit plan and a strategy because you never know what's happening. This is the times. So I carry the church. The intruder come in, I'll bam, it's a wrap.
It's sad times when you gotta bring a pistol to church, man.
Yep. And churches are so big. This church that I went to was so big, you just really have no idea. And it's my first time there. Absolutely, yeah. Mm-hmm. My mom carrying church too, and she usher. What?
Hey, quit snitching on mom. Quit snitching on mom. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they already.
You be like, they be telling all my business, girl.
They already know. They call her church security. Okay.
Got you.
They have been some church shootings. So definitely understand that. Yeah.
So that is for family, friends.
Mm-hmm.
With somebody you don't know.
If it's somebody I know that I see, they're not physically being harmed, but they're arguing and
we talking about hands are being.
Oh, I'm gonna call the police. I'm just going, hey, like you said, hey, don't you do it again. But I'm gonna call the police.
Hey, my thing is, what if it's the opposite though? A woman is beating her man tail. You know what I'm saying? Are you just calling the police, or you gonna jump in and try to stop her?
I ain't saying nothing, girl. Whoop that.
No, don't be doing that. Don't be doing
whoop that trick. No, I'm playing. Nah. I'm playing. What? I can't. I will say that I'm a little bit biased. That if a woman has to get violent, it's typically a reason she has to get violent. But there are women that are abusive. I'm prefacing it. I hear you. I see it. You about to curse me out. But I will say that there are women that abuse men too. So I don't know. I still in the same sense. I'm just gonna call the police, unless it's like blood and he really like doing some serious damage. Then I might have to lift it up and pull it out a little bit. Hey, my man, back up. You know what I mean? Might scare him a little bit. Shut.
No, I definitely understand. Man. Hey, so good to get the female perspective. So back to the male perspective, Mr. Wright, Mr. Jarrell Wright, where you at on this topic?
Yeah, where I'm at on this topic is and when it comes to family members and friends, I'm going to do my best to say, hey, chill. I may not even get involved in that as well, because unless it's personal, that's just my immediate family, like my sisters-in-laws or brothers or whatever, nieces and nephews, then yes, I will intervene. But other than that, in a domestic situation, that is one of the most dangerous situations that you can ever get in. Majority of police officers lose their life dealing with domestic violence, and they are trained to handle that. We're not trained to handle domestic violence. It's a very emotionally charged situation.
Right.
People that are most peaceful person in the world, the meanest person and most violent person in the world in a domestic situation. So you really have to be very, very cautious, even if you're dealing with a family member or a close friend, because at that particular point in time, they are not thinking straight. They are not thinking clearly. They can see you as a person that's getting involved and intervening in something that has no business of you. Or they can take it as you're coming to try to be Captain Saber, or you must like their significant other or whatever the case may be. So you really have to be very cautious in dealing with a domestic situation. Again, majority of police officers lose their life to domestic situations, and they're going and calling to a response of domestic violence. And a lot of them can end up either killing the person or they get killed. So, and they're trained to handle that. We're not. So I'm going to be the quick draw McGraw when it comes to calling 911. Absolutely. Now, I hate to have to do that to a family member. If it's a brother of mine, I would do my best to try to talk with that person. And I don't think a family member of mine would do that, would hit a female or a male. But in the case that it would be, I would try to talk from a distance to them and talk them down. And then from there, I'm going to just have to call the authorities, because I mean that they may regret later that they can't get out of. Now, when it comes to an individual that I don't know, again, all I can do is call 911, and I can describe the gentleman or the female's wearing, what street they're on, and I would advise you guys to get here pretty quickly because he is really throwing some good blows, and I don't know how long he or she can take that. So that's pretty much all I can do. And then I will be there to document as a witness of exactly what's going on. Because
That
I
was
definitely
the most diplomatic police call that I've ever heard.
Hey,
that's all I can do. Now,
hey, don't put him out there like that because hey, I'm up next. And my answer ain't too much different.
Listen,
and I learned because when I was
situation,
younger,
you said, sir, she is about to go down.
she's
Please
about to
come
go down
help
for the
her.
count. He is throwing some tremendous blows here. And I'm surprised she's sustaining as many as she has so far. I'm impressed. But I have been in a situation like this before where I tried to intervene when I was much younger and didn't know any better. And guess what? The man and the woman turned on me.
Oh, wow.
I'm sitting there trying to help the woman, and she turned on me too. Like, I ain't got, like, what are you getting involved for? This ain't got nothing to do with you. So I learned my lesson. I almost had to fight both of them. And I'm sitting there trying to be, help her. So when it comes to those domestic situations, you don't know what the situation is. You don't know what's going on. The best thing for you to do is stay out and call the authorities. Now, when it comes to, I've had a situation I was in the military, and as a leader, I've had where some of my male soldiers were getting abused by their spouses. And I walked up on one where he was actually getting rat-a-tat-tatted as I was driving up.
Rat-a-tat-tat.
And a lot of men that are not raised, a lot of men are raised not to ever hit a woman. That's how it's supposed to be. But at some point, you have to defend yourself from that woman too. You can't, he was just letting that woman hit him because he was taught not to ever hit a woman. Well, at some point, you have to defend yourself from that woman because a woman's punch can hurt too, especially if they got a ring on. And a woman's punch can kill you, or she can pick up something and hurt you. So I'm never telling a gentleman to let a woman just abuse them and not defend themselves, nor am I telling a man to abuse a woman. But the only thing that you can actually do is, like I said, call the authorities. But women do abuse men as well. And to some degree, Hollywood has made it acceptable.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen a woman slap a man in a movie and it's okay?
Women clap though. Women clap
woman,
after
it's
that.
a problem. Yeah. So Hollywood has something to do with that too. Like, what kind of man are you to hit a woman? Well, what kind of woman is it to hit a man? So
I agree. As a
if
woman,
if a woman steps into a man's place and conduct herself in a manly manner, and then when she gets dealt with as a man, then it's a problem. I don't understand that. So my thing is, a woman ain't got no business hitting a man.
That's right.
And a man ain't got no business hitting a woman. And then people say, well, a woman is a lot weaker than a man. There are some women out there that can hit, and then they pick up something and will hit you. Or they'll pick up a gun or whatever. But Hollywood has made it so susceptible for people to just slap someone, a woman slap a man, and it's okay. But when a man slaps a woman, it's a problem, which it should be. It should be a problem. What I'm saying is, it should be a problem both ways.
That's right.
But yeah, I've seen so many movies where a woman can get mad at a man and slap him, and only thing, or throw a glass of water in his face, and it's all good. But let a man do it, oh, it's a problem.
Oh, you see that in the movies? People stand up and clap.
Either way. Yeah, people will even clap and cheer it on. So that's not right either way. So, but for the women that are out there, if you are woman enough to hit a man, it depends on the man. You might need to be warm enough to accept getting hit back. That's all I got to say. So to keep that from happening, don't hit a man, and a man don't hit a woman. But if they do, be the first one to call 911.
Hey, when I put this soundbite out, that's the first one I'm putting out right there. Let's go cause some commotion. So, ladies and gentlemen out there, you put in your comments on there as we talking about this also, because I'm about to give my perspective. But hey, if a woman is knocking a man out, should she be susceptible of getting them hands put back on her? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm asking. All right. Yeah, put that in the comments. Ho, I ain't went yet, sis. We saying.
It's just gonna jump in 2 seconds.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Two seconds. I completely agree with what y'all saying. Normally, we always button heads, but I agree completely with y'all are saying. I would never, ever, ever try to lay a hand on my husband. What? We don't even play fight. So right. I would suggest that y'all women be very careful when it comes to play fighting too, because that can get serious. But also just don't put your hands. I mean, when you got a certain level of respect for somebody, you just don't want to hurt that person physically, mentally, emotionally. So don't, if you can help it. But I do know some hot-headed women. I do have some family that is really hot-headed, and I can't be mad. I can say that I wouldn't be mad if a man smacked
them,
my family members, because they got a bad mouth and a bad attitude and hit a man in a second. So I agree with what y'all saying. Okay, I digress.
No, you good. My producer just telling me I am running over time, but I okay. So for me, you know there's a lot of men out there like, man, you know, saying they ain't saying they would jump in, they would do it. At least Jamie said he would jump in. So my thing is this: for family, I'm jumping in and squashing the situation. There's no need. I don't think any of my brothers would hit a female anyway, and I don't think any of their females would actually, try to fight them. So, and if they did, I'm jumping in and getting in the middle to squash that. All right. If it's somebody that I don't know, all right, or if it's an acquaintance, so if y'all can hate me all y'all want, I lived through this. All right, I have on a few occasions jumped in to help the female. One time this person was near and dear to my heart, and I'm trying to stop the guy from beating her up. I grab him, I throw him off of her. His brother come and put a gun to my head. When they are done, she runs after him. I could have got killed.
Explain, who was the person that had the gun?
So the brother of the man that was beating the young lady, okay, who I was intervening for, and hey, right after, what I'm saying, they done put the gun to my head. He like, shoot him. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at him like, you gonna kill me? You'll lose your life too? You know what I'm saying? Over this, and they walk away, they leave. She runs after him. I could have lost my life. I'm not doing that no more. So then, I thought I wasn't gonna do it no more. So then in 2022, I have a cousin, that is getting beat by her daughter's boyfriend. All right, I mean, getting beat. I had to literally pick him up off of her, carry him to the front door. I'm like, bro, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even put hands on him. Because I knew, what I'm saying, this is her daughter's boyfriend. They're going to be family. I just put him to the door, put him out. 45 minutes later, I ended up in the hospital shot. Because I helped a female, and again, this was my family. In both of these instances, I'm the one with the gun pointed on me, and I ain't done nothing. All right, so really, I'm someone that will actually, I'm gonna have to think about this. When it comes to that, I can't put again, I have a family, I have kids, and I want to make sure that they see me, into my old and gray age, I was about to be like, I want them to see me looking like Rail one day. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm just...
You'd be lucky to look this damn good.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you, man. Just messing with you. But it's just, I thought that was pretty good. But anyway, I just, it hurt me that's how things ended. That I'm the one that's ended up in the hospital. And I called 911. On the last one, I called 911 before the people even got to it. 911 just, what I'm saying, when you call them in the hood, they ain't coming. Hey, they showed up 45 minutes later on the phone with me. They witnessed me get shot.
That's
while I'm on the phone with them, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was, it's crazy, but the thing about it, man, is love is the most powerful drug on earth. And when you get into a situation with two people that's in love with each other or love each other, you never know what's gonna happen. All right. You know, they say, man, when this dude high off PCP or this dude high off of heroin, this dude high off of such and such, man, he'll go crazy. Man, love is a more powerful drug than any of that.
Yeah.
And when someone is high off of that drug, you never know what they would do. All right. So that's my thing from my perception is I try to stay out of all of it. But if it's family, I got to, just because I want to make sure that nobody gets hurt. And that night in 2022, it was family. I just wanted nobody to get hurt. So, you know what I'm saying? So he was already beating up on her. It was no need for me to just beat on him because he was a little dude. You know what I'm saying? I'd have killed him. You know what I'm saying? So I just brought him to the door. That's all I did. And I get shot. All right. So, you know, when it comes to that, so at least family, I'm jumping in, all right, to disperse the situation. But if it's somebody I don't know, before 2022, you damn right. All right, there's no way in where I'm letting a man. I'll see a man putting his hands on a woman, you know, and I'm not going out there to at least, you know what I'm saying, squash the situation, pull him off of her, get him away, call the police, get the authorities, but make sure until they get there, that woman is protected. All right, that's the one thing that, you know, so we always talk about, you know, protect the woman. All right, and that's been me my whole life up until 2022. You know, and when that happened, it made me, you know, I actually, you know, and I am, you know, I'm embarrassed of it, I'm ashamed of it. I actually watched somebody, you know what I'm saying, get their hands put on them. Just as I just said, while I called the police. Man, I cried. I got in the car and cried because I couldn't do it because I wanted to. But again, like I said, love is a powerful drug. You never know what this dude gonna do. He may have got a weapon in his car. You never know any of that. So
He don't know what he's gonna do.
Exactly.
So yeah, so they typically act. This is something that they typically don't do when they emotionally charged like that. They're unpredictable. Anybody, they get emotionally charged, you don't know what they're gonna do. So the best thing that you can do for them as well as for that person, that victim, is call the authorities because they're trained to handle those situations. We're not.
Right.
But I will say that I do think in your situation, you have a bit of PTSD. You've been through it. So you're like, because before, had you not gone through your situation, you'd have jumped in, you'd have done something. You just clearly stated that. But because of what you've been through and the experiences that you have with doing it, then, you know, you're apprehensive. But had you been the person, the superhero, had you been Superman to save the day for those situations, you'd be out here jumping in. Everybody fights. You know what I mean? So I think it's all circumstantial, based off of what you've been through in your experience as well.
But the thing I want to put out there is man, you can be that superhero that's a martyr too.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And so always keep that in mind. That hey, these are just our perspectives on our opinions. You know, so ladies and gentlemen, I would love to hear what you have to say in the comments. How would you hold it? You know what I'm saying? Whether it's family, whether it's someone that you don't know, that you just walked out in the parking lot. Hey, are you gonna be that hero? Hey, good. You know what I'm saying? Believe me, I'm gonna squad you up. Hey, we'll probably be on this podcast, you know what I'm saying, giving you big ups. All right. But what I don't want to see is people become martyrs as well.
But what I do think is powerful, man, I'll book in my conversation. Life doesn't come with a cheat sheet. You know what I mean? It's you hope it's an open book test, but oftentimes it's the unpredictable. So you don't do this type of scenario planning. You don't even think about what would I do in that situation. You react off of instinct, and you've got your parasympathetic nervous system, fight or flight syndrome, whichever one you're going to do. But like literally, for the audiences, listen, man, think about this because you never know when life may put you in that circumstances where you may have to make a decision, where you may want to intervene, but now you kind of know how this ends and you know the kind of consequences if you were to insert yourself or to intervene. Game recognized game, man. I'm like, literally, listen, just in case you get put in an unpredictable situation where you find yourself in a similar or this exact same scenario. So you can make an informed decision. You can make a decision that you can live with.
That's right.
Also, I would say that if you are being abused or you're a victim of domestic violence, please,
Absolutely.
seek some help, call somebody, phone a friend. We will put a number, a link, something below so that you have some resources to reach out to. Please don't sit in abuse.
At all.
I've seen so many people sit in abuse and just think it's okay because of circumstantial situations, alcohol, drugs, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, love, anger. But don't sit in abuse. Reach out to somebody. We're here. The resources are here. Please.
And to as Jamie say, book in that. Hey, we will put a number, an international number, helpline number for domestic violence, abuse. If you are suffering from that, please call that. We'll have the not only the number but the website as well. If you are going through this, please reach out. All right, there are a number of offices out there that can help you get through this, you know, and help you with your next chapter of your life. Don't let domestic violence be an issue that you stand in and sit in. And my own thing is especially if you have kids, let them watch you sit in that as well. All right. We will end it right there. All right. And we're going to move on to the next subject. I'll rehash a summary of this at the end. But does anybody have any more closing thoughts before we move on to the next subject?
I think y'all hit it well, man. Get help, fellas. If you are going through something, man, and you feel that's appropriate, man, get help. Matching the resources, prayer and therapy are a powerful combo, man. I think y'all had it. I think you hit the nail on the head, actually.
Hey, and also let's say do this one thing before we go, gentlemen. If you are being abused, please use the number as well. All right. Hey, pride goes forth before the fall. All right. So if you are too proud to do that, no, let that go to the side now. Pick up the phone and make the call, especially if you're being abused as well. All right. All right. So we will move on to our next topic. All right. Our next topic right now is the In My Feelings segment. As I always tell you, right? As I always tell you every show, this is my favorite segment of the show. You know, and I look for Jamie to give us, you know, one of the things that he's in his feelings about this week. So I'll pass it over to you, Mr. Wright.
Right on, big bro. For those who are familiar, man, I'm Jamie. I'm your resident Cancer, man. I'm sensitive, and every now and then I be in my feelings. And so instead of holding them all in, I figured I'd share some of those with you. And more recently, I was just in my feelings, and I want to talk to y'all about it if y'all don't mind. I've been doing a lot of traveling. That's why y'all haven't seen me on the show coming out, and I've been spending a lot of time in airports. And what got me in my feeling this week, I was at the airport, man. I'm chilling, waiting on my flight. You know what I mean? Minding my own business, drinking my overpriced coffee. You know what I mean? Doing stupid stuff that people at the airports do. And then I see three sisters in the background, man, going in on a brother who's losing his hair in the back, trying to cover it up, man, with a little Beijing, a little hair enhancement. And I was like, you know, normally I would mind my own business, but I had time that day. I had time. And so I didn't appreciate it. And I mean, they was going in on him like it was opening night at the Apollo. And you talk about a man whose hairline is running away, like it's running away from responsibility. I don't know how many more years I have left with my hairline, so I can find myself in this category. So I was in my feelings, deep in my feelings. And so as I turned around and I looked, I was like, I'm looking at these ladies. I'm like, Lord bless them. They're not exactly first round draft picks either. You know what I mean? We're talking like practice squad, maybe special teams, not a franchise player. And then it hit me. I'm like, how are you clowning men for a little hair enhancement? And this is the part that gets me, ladies. I want y'all to lean in. How y'all talk trash about men who want to do something to feel better about themselves while y'all out here running the most organized enhancement program in the world. Okay, stay. I got receipts. Makeups, wigs, lace fronts, push-up bras, Spanx, BBLs like seat cushions that you can carry around like a booster seat. I'm like, I can't want to feel good about myself. I can't have a little bit of enhancement. I can't lose a little bit of basic. Man, come on now. Y'all draw your eyebrows on like y'all signing autographs. Y'all walking around looking surprised and happy at the same time. Y'all will take y'all whole hairline off like a fitted cap. Real talk. Real talk. Can we feel good about ourselves? Can I give myself a constant boost? Don't hairline shame me. This hypocrisy. And yes, I got enhancements on right now. You not judge me. And I make it look good. So I'm in my feelings a little bit, man. Y'all got lace fronts. I got on Beijing. Y'all got Spanx. I got on beard oil. We all lying a little bit. But we line out of love. You know what I mean? So the moral of the story is simple. If you're going to laugh at men for our enhancements, at least admit you walk around this world with a starter kit too. And honestly, at this point, the real difference between us is the application and the technique. Ladies, Can we feel good? Can y'all show us some love, man? When we trying to maintain youth, give us a little bit of break, man. I'm telling you, I don't want to hear it no more, man. Y'all take it easy on my fellas out there. I'm Jamie Wright, man. Y'all can catch me in the next segment. I'm in my feelings.
There we go. Yes, yes. I'm feeling that one right there. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm feeling that one, and it's very appropriate for what happened this past weekend. Did y'all see the boxer who had the man unit?
Oh, yeah.
Got his cap
Yeah.
flipped off.
Yeah. You
Hey, my man was beating his head
What
off.
possessed
Like
him?
literally, when it was
What
coming up, he was trying to
Possession
knock
with
it
a
off too.
man unit in
got
a
his
boxing
head knocked
ring. I
back.
have no idea. And he got his cap flipped back.
Hey,
That
real.
hit piece,
But
I didn't
he
sign up
was,
for
to
this.
give
he
him
was trying to
credit,
look good.
that made him
Just like
so
these
upset
women
because
do,
he
you
knew
know?
that the world was going to be, what'd you say?
I said he was just trying to look good like these women do. You know what I'm saying? Trying to enhance
trying to look
himself
good.
like these women do. You know.
That's
But what
So
made him
Ashley,
do
I
it
gotta
when he
hear.
tried
I'm
to
sorry,
box?
Real.
I
Go,
have
Real,
no
go
idea
first, but I
about
gotta
that.
hear Ashley. Go ahead, Real.
Well,
With this one though, it actually turned out to be a blessing for him because what it did, he was getting beat. And then once that man came off and that dude picked his wig, that motivated him like, there's no way in the world this can happen and I lose the fight. So he dug deep inside himself and he ended up winning the fight. So that actually helped him. It'd have been bad. He got his wig flipped and he lost the fight. But then on top of that, he has been getting so many endorsement opportunities from it as well. So this is really one of those examples when life hands you lemons, you make you some pink lemonade. That's what that joker doing right now.
That's
He's
what's
passing
up.
in
That's
on that man unit being flipped, as well as he won the fight. So this could be the gift that just keeps on giving.
not regular lemonade. He said he made pink lemonade out of that.
Like pink lemonade out of him. That's my favorite type of lemonade. You know, so again, he got his wigs lifted, and then but he ended up winning the fight, and now he's looking at several major big endorsement deals when dealing with hair products.
That was
let me just jump in there as a woman. Let me just dive in. What Trey say? But
I like that.
First of all, I'm so glad that I ain't draw my eyebrows on and put a whole bunch of makeup on and put a wig on today. Thank you, Jesus. See, gun and all, pistol and all, I'm blessed. Okay. Because I'd have been here crying if I would have had a wig on and my eyebrows penciled on. I will say, traditionally, that is not something that men do. It's not something that men do. It's something that this androgynous thing that we are has now come into society is big on society. I mean, androgynous to the point where now guys are painting their nails and really getting their eyebrows arched. There has to be a line drawn. There has to be like a level of masculinity. I feel you, Jamie. They shouldn't have been, especially if they was benchers. If they was 6, 7, 8 men in the game, they shouldn't have been talking. But somebody like me, I'm playing. I'm playing. But it has to be. We have a friend that hairline, what you say was running from responsibility. Oh my God. He was on Jerry Springer talking about I am not the hairline was back here, okay? And I used to want to say something as a friend. Hold this man accountable. Hey, my man, it's time to let it go. Just let it go. But my husband used to be like, nah, don't do that. Don't say nothing.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
It's Bobby Brown, man. It's my prerogative. If that's what it takes to make me feel good about myself, then let me do me. I ran into one of my cousins. I ran into one of our cousins this past weekend, and it was good chopping it up with him. It was unexpected. And he had another first cousin on his mom's side there. And he was like, yo, I want to get a cousin pic, man, with both sides of my cousin. Let's link up and take a photo. And so the dude, his other cousin on his mom's side, his dad's side, he said he asked his wife to take a photo. And so we taking a photo, and she like, I mean, are you gonna smile? And he immediately says, I mean, can I be me? Can I be me? Like, that's how I am. Can I be me? Ladies and gentlemen, we would love to hear y'all voices, man. We'd love for y'all to articulate your opinion. I mean, is it misleading for women to wear all this this ecosystem, right, of enhancements that they wear to have
not an
confidence?
Ecosystem.
Is it okay? Is it
Shots
okay for
fired.
men to have some little hair enhancement? I mean, let's talk about it, man. Apparently today, I'm not the only one in their feelings. So y'all join us. Y'all join us next time, man, on this segment, man. We got more that I'm already sensitive about, but I want to be mindful of time. But love to hear your thoughts. Y'all chime in, sis. You cool today, but next time we record, I'm watching. I'm watching.
I mean,
I'm watching.
I understand, men trying to do a little bit of enhancement. Up to probably about 3 or 4 years ago, I used to do the same. I used to, dye my beard, make myself look a little younger. But now I'm like, hey, it is what it is. I guess I'm one of the silver fox crew. I'm the gray silver fox crew. I'm cool with that. I used to dye my beard.
You wear well, young man. You wear well.
But thank you. I appreciate that. So now this is me. Love me or leave me. I'm with the gray.
Well, I do want to say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Jareer. I will say one thing. Y'all like that stuff. Y'all sit up here complaining about all the enhancements. Now, if I don't do nothing, see, my husband different. He ain't gonna say nothing. He don't care. But we don't do nothing. If we don't get our nails done, if we don't get our eyelashes done, if we don't do our eyebrows, if we too comfortable, y'all want to be the first ones to be like, what you say last time? You got a shelf over there, some people on the shelf. You're gonna be picking people off the shelf.
Oh, don't be saying that. Don't be saying I ain't saying that.
Let's take that back.
Hey,
let's take
I
that
did
back.
not say
Y'all
that.
watch that episode where Jason said that it was a shelf and some women.
I did not say that.
So y'all gotta respect the fact that women do.
Go back. We did not say that.
But if y'all going out to eat and your lady don't put on no makeup and she don't look like a 11 walking down them steps, you gonna be like, damn, babe, you could have did yourself up a little bit.
I love a wife that's chilling at home in her sweat, sitting with no makeup on. That's
Yeah,
what
y'all not going out.
Say it again.
That's when I think they're the cutest. Don't take it wrong. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. So
Oh God. Okay, Three Stooges. Okay.
that's when I hey,
remember, you got a man, that's for them.
With natural
For him,
that's
for them. Well,
y'all wearing that for each other. Y'all not wearing it for us.
Yeah.
Y'all wearing that for each other.
When you got a man, that's for them, not for him. All right? Because he loved you with you, like you said, like they love your dirty draws. All right. So like it don't matter. No makeup, sweats, hair pulled in a ponytail. Man, that shit's sexy to us. All right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So again, that's for them, not for him.
Y'all wearing that for each other. Yeah. Women try to outdo each other, or they want to make sure another woman don't talk about them. So they want to get all dolled up. And it's not even for the men. Because like them eyelashes that come out to here.
That's
Who
another
started
story.
that?
That's a whole nother.
Men do not like it.
We need to have a whole topic on that because
men do not like those long eyelashes that look like Miss Piggy eyelashes. We do not like that. So y'all not doing that for us. And that is a big business.
Get in the comments.
And that is not for men at all.
Yeah. Hey, we had a comedian, Ray, what's it called? He said, it's like females be like, shit, they put a whole fur on their doggone eyelashes and be like, I'm about to kill them bitches now, boy. Like, no, we don't like that. All right, we don't like that.
Look a mess.
Anyway, my producer's telling me we are way
y'all doing that for each other.
So we're about to move on. All right, so hey, please, as Jamie just said, man, get in the comments if whether you like the makeup, whether you like the enhancements, whatever you do, please go in the comments and let us know your perception on it all. Again, as a man, I don't see nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? As much as the women does them enhancements, I don't see nothing wrong with a man doing it. Now I haven't done it.
I don't see nothing.
One day I'll probably do some, some spraying or keep it black for a while or something. I don't know. I may do that. But my only thing is as much as the women do, I don't think you can go wrong or going off on a man for it. All right. So we'll book in that and move on to our last topic of the day. All right. So this last topic, to be honest with you, I am right now, 3 weeks ago, my barber, he cut my beard off. And I was just like, man, you got my cheeks all out in these streets and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we got to talk about weight loss, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't where I needed to be. And we started talking about weight loss journeys, and what we would do and, so how we would get there. And, I started giving my regime of what I'm about to do. So what I started this week, actually. And he started talking about, the other alternatives for weight loss. And he was like, man, I actually use the Ozempic pen, and the other, and there, I know a lot of other people that use the GLP one pen as well, and so I thought we'd have a kind of discussion on, those different weight loss journeys, the healthy ones, and even with, the education on the Ozempic. A lot of people don't know what it does, and because it actually has not just from a weight loss standpoint, it actually has other benefits as well. So, I talked to Ashley, and I was like, Ashley, can you kind of educate us on that at all? I know, Jamie and Rail, you guys did your research to speak on it as well, but I before I pass over to you guys, I kind of like Ashley to kind of give some definition of what this drug is, because of course there are several drugs in this nature, but also what the benefits are of it, and then if there are some cons to it, you can speak to it, because me being in the protein business, I know a lot of the cons and what needs to what things that can mitigate those. So if you would kind of educate our audience on that, as well as the team as well.
So talk about enhancements, huh? If the shoe fits.
It wasn't me. My routine doesn't involve that, but I'm not knocking anybody else that does, though.
I'm not. I got some friends that's addicted to it like crack. Listen, I got some friends that that bank account goes to Ozempic. Ozempic is a GL1P drug, which it is like a hormone. It is a representative of our hormone in the gut and plays a role in regulating blood sugar and levels after eating. The GL1P shot helps stimulate insulin. I don't want to get too critical in it because I can go on a deep dive about the scientific data about it. But it's a shot that was originally for, I'm having a brain fart, for insulin, for diabetics. I'm sorry. It was a shot that was created for diabetics. And then they realized that it had an appetite suppressant. It is one of the most effective tool for self-starvation at this point, since any other fat loss drug has been implemented or released. It's very, very, very controversial right now because there's a lot of pros and cons. I do understand that people are supposed to shoot themselves or take the insulin shot once a week. I guess depending on your diagnosis, your body fat count, your obesity level, et cetera, et cetera. But it is supposed to be something that is prescribed by a doctor. Now, because of our microwave society, we are able to just go online and purchase it. And the price ranges, and you guys could speak more to the price, but the price ranges from very expensive to not expensive at all, depending on which one you get. When it all boils down to it, there are a lot of risks with it, and there's also a lot of benefits to it. So some of the risks that I can speak to that I have researched are that it can cause gallstones, it can cause tachycardia. Tachycardia is something that either increases your heart rate, irregular rhythm, fast or slow. It can increase pancreatitis by 9 times. You're 9 times more likely to get pancreatitis. It's when your pancreas attacks itself, and your body just basically shuts down. I hear it's more painful than pregnancy. You guys can't speak to that, but I'm sure you know what I mean. It increases your chance of thyroid cancer by 50 to 70%. So if you are already one of those people that has a predisposition for thyroid cancer, you are more likely to 50 to 70% more likely to get this based off of taking this drug. It can cause eating disorders, which is one of the most controversial topics within this realm right now, because we do have a society of eating disorders, a lot, and it affects men, but mostly women. And there's a scientist, Kimberly, I can't think of her last name, Kimberly Morris, I think. She is one of the really big and one of the top doctors that research eating disorders. And that is one of the problems now, that who is here to regulate this? Now everybody has access to this. We already have a culture of mental illness, and now we have this drug that's easily available to these people that are also, have this mental disability. So they are prepping. I'm sorry.
I think we got to bring a little bit of balance to it, though. I appreciate
Oh,
some of the
I'm
concerns.
there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But so another one of the things, I think that was it. Gallstones, tachycardia, pancreatitis. But on the flip side, there is a reduction of cardiovascular events for a person that is 27%. I think it's 27% BMI, because that's when it's supposed to be prescribed. If you're higher than 27% of BMI, it's supposed to be prescribed. If you're lower than that, you're not supposed to be able to get it, but it's available to everybody that can get it. But if you don't have type 2 diabetes, and you don't have any other issues or sugar issues, you are 20. It's a reduction. If you take the shot, it's a 20% reduction in adults' chances of having a cardiovascular event. I hope I said that right. I have mommy brain, so I'm all over the place. Please forgive me. But one of the guys, Johann Harry, if you look him up, he's a really big the guy that has written books on the effects of it. I think he's a journalist. I don't think he's in the medical field, but he has connects in the medical field and has researched and interviewed many of the people, including the guy that created this drug. But he is actually taking it, knows the effects, but he said because his family has a history of heart disease, he is going to continue to take it because it reduces his chances of having a cardiac event. So it does have benefits. I'm not sure of all of the risk and the benefits, but you guys can speak to that more. My friends are now trying to get off of it, and it's almost like weaning like a drug, quite literally. And you are 70% likely to gain. The likelihood of you gaining that weight back that you have lost within that is 70%. So is it worth it? That's the question. That's not my perspective. I don't know. It's for you guys to call.
Got you. So Jamie or Jarrell, which one do you want to jump into next on this one?
Go ahead, Jamie.
Yeah, and so I want to thank you for that, Ashley. I want to be very, very intentional that I'm not a healthcare physician. I'm not a clinician, and I don't speak for any organization or company whatsoever. All I'm doing is speaking on behalf of myself and my perspective. But I think these GLP-1s, they're not magic. They are medicine, and medicine, it treats conditions, right? And I think for people who are dealing with obesity, diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, these GLP-1s, man, they are game changing. And you get a chance to also slim down. I'm not talking Instagram cute. I'm talking like life-changing events, improving your medical outcome, lower A1Cs, better blood pressure, improve cholesterol, reduce cardiovascular risk. So this is not vibes. This is data. And so I think what you're saying earlier is are there people who are going to probably use it irresponsibly? Absolutely. They're just like how people use credit cards, liquor, anything that you can imagine. So I think people that are on it, what was that?
No, I was saying that's a great analogy.
Oh, right on. And so I think people just need guidance and they need medical supervision and just honesty about a lifestyle change to do it. I think what they are doing is helping people reach those milestones. And that's why they're coming out with the oral so they can sustain that health benefit and keep going. And so the way I look about it is it helping or hurting? When it's done right, it helps. But it can hurt when it's treated like a shortcut instead of a total strategy. So I think it's revolutionized revolutionized healthcare, personalized healthcare, particularly for people to lose some weight, get their actual metabolic ratings in a stage of normalcy. It's been a game changer. And so I like it because obesity is more than just willpower. Because if that was the case, people, they wouldn't smoke, they wouldn't overspend. It's a lot of things that we wouldn't do. And so there is biology that's at play, hormones, genetic predispositions, etc. So I am actually a proponent of these GLP-1s. If it can give you an opportunity to improve your overall health from a cardiometabolic state, you can lose the weight, have improved outcomes, man, that is a game changer. And when you do it, eating right and working out, you never know how much you've increased, your lifespan. And this is America where everything's bigger, including our appetite and including the calorie count on every menu you go to. So I think leveraging them when they're appropriate, when it's right for you, but also not neglecting eating right, proper nutrition, exercising, and working out. But I'm here for it. I support it. I'm an advocate. I love these celebrities who have come out and been spokespersons for it. And if you read anything, Ashley, I think everything has side effects. This gum has some side effect too. I mean, anything you do, driving has side effects, right? But you're not gonna stop driving. You know what I mean? People talk about it's more dangerous to drive your car than it is to get in the plane, and you wake up every morning and you do it, and it's like mindless behavior. So maybe I'll bookend it. I'll bookend maybe my point with this. It's an option, and it's a game changer, and it creates a pathway for people who have been stuck and not being able to really make progress in their health outcomes. And this gives them an opportunity to reach those outcomes and live a healthier lifestyle and potentially expand their lifespan. And so hopefully they're doing it and leveraging it responsibly and under the care of a physician. But it's a game changer, and I'm here for it.
I will say that I agree with what you're saying, but I will preface that with, and I don't know. I mean, I have no perspective either way. I just know what I've read and the facts, or the research that's out there. But I will say that misuse does not equate to the side effects. Like, a person can misuse something. We can go out and drive crazy, right? But we don't know what side effects that are going to occur from that. So I can be just as healthy and be under the doctor's care. And this podcast that I watched with Johan Harry on it, he stated that he had a friend that was healthy. She went and got it and had pancreatitis from it. She was healthy. This was just one of those effects. So you are risking, just like when you go outside, like you said, when you go outside and you drive a car. If you drive a car irresponsibly, the chances of you getting into a car accident are higher. But you don't know. You just have no idea. In this position, she had no idea. Did she have a genetic predisposal? Is it something that she could have done to prevent this? And you don't know that until you you start taking it. So and I pose this question, should you be doing some medical evaluations of your makeup before taking this GL1P shot? Or should you just feel like, okay, let me go ahead and start this? Because you can have these negative, I don't know if I want kidney damage because I can't lose weight. I don't know if I want to increase my risk of getting thyroid cancer by 50 to 70%. I don't know if I want to have be 9 times more likely to have pancreatitis because I want to lose weight or other benefits. I mean, there's so many studies out there that's going on right now that are really skewed to one side or the other. So it's really hard to say. Well,
that's the beauty of data, Ashley. If you look at it long enough, it'll defend any position you have. I think you've got to make that decision on your own. If the pros outweigh the cons, I think anything that you do is going to definitely have a con associated with it. I would also encourage anyone to be under the care of a physician. But in the event, there's some other issues that you're having. If access is an issue, if a lack of healthcare is an issue, if too high of a premium is an issue, if it isn't covered or sponsored, so people are going to leverage their options. And I trust people to make decisions and be smart enough to know if it's right for them or not, and if it's not, to move away. If you focus on all the bad things, you completely miss out on the good things. And so maybe everything will go right. Maybe it'll bring your, all your metabolic tests will come back normal. Maybe it'll help you get rid of that weight. Maybe it'll help, boost some of your productivity. Who knows, from a health standpoint? So you never know. And so before I knock it, I would like to be able to evenly assess the good and with the cons and what to observe and watch out for. And I would encourage anybody that's going to take it, you should definitely be under the care of a physician.
Right.
But it's a game changer.
And I know neither one of you have used it, don't need it, but, as we talked about the benefits of it, could actually use it. So, hey, Will, I know you've done some research on this as well, so what's your perspective and opinion on the GLP-1?
Yeah, very good points that Ashley and Jamie were making. And one thing I can say, add my 2 cents in, is that as far as the GLP-1, there's over 12% of the adult population is currently on that. And that equates to over 31 million people that are currently using this weight loss drug, whether they're using it for weight loss or whether they're using it for a medical purpose, for diabetes or what have you. That is a very large number of people. And then I can also tell you this: 1 out of 5 adults have tried a GLP-1 drug. And that equates to over 41 million people that have tried it. And they may have tried it once or twice and didn't try it again, or they're currently using it, which is equate to over 31 million. And that number is growing monthly. It's growing daily. Now, one thing that out of that 31 million people that is currently using it, and out of that 46 million that have tried it, there are currently known today, right now, over 4,300 lawsuits. So 4,300 lawsuits out of 31 or 46 million people is not a bad number. But with those lawsuits, they are systemic from New Jersey, Delaware, and well as Indiana. 43 of them for severe side effects. And some of the severe side effects that people have had that they're actually suing for is stomach paralysis. And you might say, what is stomach paralysis? Well, exactly what it is. It paralyzes the stomach where it weakens the stomach muscles, where it does not digest the food to get it into the intestines for it to be able to pass through your body. And therefore, they become intestinal obstruction. And that is something that is extremely serious. And it actually causes hospitalization. And some of the severe cases where there is known as fecal vomiting. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, fecal vomiting is basically your intestines is so blocked that it comes up and through your mouth versus where it's supposed to come out. Those are the extreme cases. And again, now keep in mind, to put this in some perspective, there's over 46 million people have tried this GLP-1 drug, and 31 million are currently using it. And out of that, there's only 4,300 lawsuits out there. So those are some pretty good numbers. So with that, there are a lot of positives with it that they had already said. Like some of the positives that I researched was this came from a VA doctor out of St. Louis, that it reduces substance use disorder. That is, it also reduces drug use as well as alcohol use. It reduces risk of seizures, as well as dementia, as well as it definitely lowers your A1C and your blood sugars. So these are things that are very, very beneficial and very helpful to the general public. And again, like Jamie has said, as well as Ashley, it's just how you use it. Now, one thing I can say, I'm not a doctor by any stretch of the imagination, but one thing that is very important is that you definitely use this under the guidance of your physician. So no one should just be going out there and just haphazardly utilizing it. So anybody that misuses it, of course, there could be some serious ill side effects. And there could just be some side effects from just a person with their body, because everybody's body, react differently to certain drugs. Right. But again, I'm all for it if it's going to increase your life, if it's going to increase your quality of life, put it that way, as well your outcome of life, as well as lower your A1C, your cholesterol, as well as it boost your confidence, and as well as you lose weight. I'm all for it. So each person has to be able to let their conscience be their guide, as well as talk to a physician and get the best guidance for them. And that's basically my book in on the subject. Like I said, do what makes you feel good. What I mean by that is, if you need this to help you get a jump start on weight loss, then do it. Now, one thing about it we have to realize is this is not a magical drug. That's your job is to take this drug for life and then help you stay skinny. Now, this also is incorporated with proper eating, proper nutrition, as well as with exercise. This also, with that, if you're trying to stay a certain weight, or if you want to stay in shape, working out has to become a way of life. You have to incorporate that into your lifestyle. A lot of people don't like working out. That's why they like taking this and they want to lose weight the easy and simple way. Again, ladies and gentlemen, all this is supposed to do, if you're doing it for the weight loss, is to help jumpstart what your end goal is. This is not the end all be all. You have to incorporate the proper diet, and you have to incorporate your working out into this. I know a lot of people don't like to work out. They want to make it the easy way, but you have to do that
big brother,
in order to have this be healthy for you.
big brother, the one thing, and I won't belong with the situation. I mean, the conversation of it. You guys have all three made great points. Of cons and pros to the GLP-1. Only thing I would say is that I've seen quite a few people use it, and a lot of them have successes. But so I talk about when Sis brought up 70%, a lot of people, gain 70% of the weight back. I have seen that as well, So, but to Jarrell's point, that's where proper, diet and nutrition comes in, and then actually, we're working out and ensuring that, like, once you lose the weight, you keep the weight off by doing it. But, so me coming from the protein business, I make sure you're taking your protein shakes. If you're taking the Ozempic, take a protein shake, all right, to ensure that the muscle, that the losses of the fat and everything else that you lose, you're losing muscle as well. So therefore, you need to have some sort of protein to get your muscle back in shape if you're not going to work out. And that's the one thing that the market is seeing, is that a lot of people are taking this drug and they're not working out. They just want to lose the weight. And you lose so much muscle mass, you lose so much out of your body using this drug, that if you don't put the nutrients and you don't put the protein back into your body, it becomes unhealthy at some point. So all I'm asking is, hey, let's make sure that, hey, if you're gonna go ahead and take this drug, hey, let's make sure you take the protein shakes as well, so that you keep the muscle mass, that you continue to feed your body what it needs to actually be healthy moving forward. All right, Ashley has shared, off camera, of some friends that actually, have taken this and had some abnormalities, imbalance in their bodies, because they're not doing the other side of it. Hey, taking Ozempic, taking GLP-1 medication is only one half of the equation. You still have to do the work on the other side. And that's just, not to shaming, I don't even think it's a shame, but not to, to bring it back, but if you get it, if you get a tummy tuck, lift, or, BBL, all that, you still have to go to the gym and start working out to sustain that, to keep that going. All right. So, if you're going to utilize this drug, just make sure you use in moderation. You follow, as Jarrell said, follow your physician's instructions, and make sure that you are actually exercising this way. All right. That's true. All I had to say, but the one thing that messed me up was Jarrell was like, it decreased alcohol use in some people. I want to know what the hell was what was going on that they had to stop drinking alcohol with because they was on the shot. So anyway, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave that for another topic. But I was just like, even if I was taking, I'm gonna get my shot in.
Yeah, based on
maybe.
I will say that, let's preface this all. I'm going to speak for all of us. We are not doctors.
Right.
We are not physicians. We are not medical practitioners. I have a passion, love, and just knack for holistic living, holistic medication, and research. So I research a lot of my passion is healthcare. I should have probably went and got a PhD in healthcare anyway, but make a long story short, we are not physicians. We can give you all of the information and statistics that are readily available to you as well. So please do your research. And again, contact your physician. But we're just giving you our perspectives and what we found and what we've seen. If you have any other perspectives on this, please put it in the comments. If it's worked for you, put it in the comments. If it hasn't worked, if you had any adverse side effects or anything like that, reach out to us. This is an interesting topic that will probably be ongoing for some time, because it's a pretty new drug. And there's so many different studies that's coming out right to left. So for the future references, we may, if y'all get in there and y'all make some comments, we may be able to revisit this and give some more real life information and expound on that. So let us know what y'all got going on.
And if you yourself, is taking it and you want to talk about the positives of it, hey, put that in the comments. If you want to talk about the negatives of it, put that in the comments. If you know someone the negative or the positive. Put that in the comments. Let's all learn and educate each other, learn from each other. All right. This again, I'll say it, every show. Okay? We are the podcast that will talk about everything that others want. All right. So we want to make sure we put it on the table. We want to educate, we want to liberate, and we want to make sure that we get everyone on the same table and disseminate the information and education so that we all can grow forward from here. All right. So with that being said, hey, we will end the show today. So, before we go to Jason's bright corner, man, first and foremost, I want to, say thank you all for our fourth show, in the first of the year of 2026. Hey, and then the introduction of Brother Jarrell Wright up on the show. So, we will let everyone say their goodbyes before I go into in the show. So we'll start with Jamie. That's to my left of the screen.
The distinguished gentleman.
The distinguished gentleman, intelligent, eloquent, and from insights. I hope y'all had an amazing time watching this show. We really welcome your feedback. Wishing y'all a great week ahead. Look forward to y'all tuning in on episode 5.
Like, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, put it all in the comment section or email us. Let us know.
Well, and in closing, again, this is my first show. Very happy to be part of the outstanding group that we have here. And again, our job is to educate, learn, uplift, and entertain. So we're looking forward to doing this on a weekly basis. And I'm looking forward to getting to know you guys, as well as it's going to truly be a pleasure for you to get to know me. So take care and see you next week. God bless.
All right. And as we wrap up today's episode of our Blank Slate, I want to leave you with a thought that's been sitting heavy, in the best way on my heart. Bonnie Raitt, she once said, especially as we've talked about, the domestic violence situations in the beginning, and then actually the GLP-1, both of them to me, even putting your life online, or even, in fighting, or then even in the second topic, getting the best out of your life. I correlate this to Bonnie Raitt's quote, and she once said, life gets mighty precious when there's less of it to waste. And that resonated with me because, as we look at, what's left of our life, whether you're 6, whether you're 7, well, I'm sure there's no 6-year-olds watching this, but, so whether you're in your 20s or in your 30s or whatever, man, hey, you never know when life will be taken away from you. And so the truth is, none of us know how many blank slates we're really given. What we do know is every 24 hours, we wake up with a clean slate, a fresh chance to choose how we show up, how we love, how we work, how we speak to ourselves. Those hours are priceless, and they deserve to be spent on what matters the most. So don't wait for the right time. Involve the people you love, do the things that light you up, build a life and a career that feels true to you, make memories that actually mean something. Because time is the one thing we can never get back. And it's almost the greatest gift we're trusted with. So thank you for spending part of your precious time with us today. And until next time, remember, tomorrow is another blank slate. Let's use it well. You guys have a blessed week, and we'll see you next week.